Hello and welcome to the Learning T Golf Studio here in Jakarta, Indonesia. Today we're going to showcase Skytrak. It's a fantastic launch monitor and we're going to show you what are its key features and what makes it such a special product which we highly recommend for all golfers. The Learning T is the official distributor for Skytrak for the region. And we take great pride in that because this is truly something that we believe will help a lot of golfers. And the key features of Skytrak really are, it is essentially a launch monitor that uses a photometric type of sensor. And what makes Skytrak special is that it's brought down the barrier for folks to own a launch monitor from what was a very high barrier previously to what is much lower now in terms of cost and ease of use. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know how this piece of kit can benefit your game. So this is how it looks essentially, and it's got a couple of light displays over here that will correspond to specific features when it's connected to. But really the main one that you would want to know of, Skytrak, by the way, this one that we have is within a protective casing. The Skytrak unit sits inside this protective casing. So when you buy Skytrak from us, you get Skytrak, you get the protective casing, plus you get all the wonderful software that we're going to show you in just a bit. So once your Skytrak is connected and ready to go, all you got to do is just put it down on the ground, and you can use it really anywhere. You can picture this being a driving range, a mat of the driving range. You can picture this being in your home, using it with a net and a TV or an iPad alongside, so you can see all the data on your iPad as well as the ball flight on your iPad or TV. Or you can even have a setup like what we have over here, which is our full-on premium simulation enclosure. And all you need really is a projector to throw the image on the screen and an impact screen to be able to catch the ball once it's hit. So once you've done that, all you need to do really is position the ball over the laser. The laser is where you put the ball, and then all you have to do is take a shot and it will register on the device. So over here, when you go into the Skytrak app, you will see that there's a couple of modes, one of which is practice, the other one is challenge and game improvement. We're going to take you through each one very quickly. So practice really is your bread and butter function of Skytrak. It is the range functionality. Let's just go into practice. I'm just going to pick up a club so that I can hit some shots. You can see how it works. So that's the image that you get when you go into practice. Again, this image is the same image you'll see on your iPad or on a TV if you have one showing this particular image. Then all you do is go ahead and hit a shot. You don't need to pick what club you're hitting, don't need to indicate, everything is done automatically. So I've got a wedge in my hand, I'm just going to hit a soft wedge. Hit that bit fat. And let's have a look at the numbers. You'll see that the launch angle on that was 22 degrees. You've got the spin figures, ball speed, you've got the ball flight, which is very useful as well. And these data is where Skytrak really comes into its own, because imagine yourself practicing at the driving range, you're hitting shot after shot, especially with your short irons, where it's imperative for you to know exactly what your carry numbers are, what your offline figures are, so that you can sharpen your short game and really have tighter dispersion and be able to score better when you are actually out on the golf course. Otherwise, the session at the driving range is really an exercise in futility, because you have no clue exactly what your numbers are, and therefore no baseline for you to improve thereof. Now, let me just take one more shot. So very easy, just put the ball over the laser. And you notice Skytrak is not connected, it's fully wireless. It's working on the battery. So very portable, very easy to use. slightly to the right, but I think it gives you a sense, spot on as far as the distance that I hit my wedge, and that was a half to 3/4 wedge. That's about the distance that I would expect to get. So let's go out of the practice and go into the next mode, which is challenge. Now, when you go into challenge, you have essentially 3 types of skills that you can practice. And this really makes things interesting. Remember, all of this comes with Skytrak. So you've got closest to the pin, you've got target practice, and you've got longest drive. This in and of itself is enough to keep you occupied. So it makes your practice a lot more fun and a lot more focused. Let's just try out target practice, for instance. You can pick single player or multiplayer if you have yourself or a friend present. We're going to pick single player. And once you're in single player, you can choose the size of the target, how many shots you want, what distance you want to the bullseye center. So we're going to reduce the distance to the bullseye center. Let's make it, 100. Yeah, so that's fine. And of course, if you are left-handed, you can choose the left as your dominant hand as well. Okay, so it gives you 3 shots. Let's give it a go. Wow, that was a pretty good shot, 1 meter from the pin. So, and then you'll go with your second shot, and then your third, and so on. Once you're done with this, you can exit. And we'll just skip this to make things easy. Exit. And you can choose longest drive as well. A lot of fun, especially when you're at the driving range, to see who's able to hit the ball the furthest. The thing with drives is, at the driving range, it's very hard to see exactly where the ball lands and then how much it rolls. With Skytrak, you'll know exactly what that is. So we'll skip longest drive because that's quite clear what it is. Go back to the main menu. Now we'll have a look at game improvement. Game improvement, you have 2 modes. Back mapping as well as skills assessment. Back mapping is basically self-explanatory. It essentially tells you, allows you to hit shots with all the clubs in your bag so that you can assign particular distances that you hit with all of your clubs and the type of shots that you hit with your clubs as well. So very cool function that Skytrak has. Next, skills assessment. Let's just go in and check it out. So skills assessment is similar to nearest to the pin, but what happens in this case is you're trying to nail down specific distances that you practice. So let's say you want to work on all those distances that you have over there. You'll be given a particular club. You pick a particular club to hit 60 yards, 70 yards, or 60 centimeters in quick succession. So again, this gives you focus, and I would like to say it brings more meaning to the practice that you're having because it simulates what you'll see on an actual golf course. So that's the skills assessment. And that's, so once we exit this, so once you're at the range, then you can continue with your skills assessment. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what Skytrak is all about. I hope you enjoyed this review. We tried to cover as much as we could to give you an idea of how useful and how valuable we feel Skytrak really is in helping you play better golf. To get Skytrak, log on to www.thelearningtee.com. Thank you.